thinking about, you know, because that's gonna, I mean, being able to look back at that stuff, you'll be able to, you know, think about where you were at today and say, is that where I'm at now, a month from now? You know, and I mean, there's something to be gained from that. And I mean, I was moved by when you said, you know, I want something easy, or something that's easy that makes a lot of money is appealing. I thought to myself, yeah, something that's easy that makes a lot of money is appealing. But like I said before, it could end up being, you could end up being miserable, even though, you know, something might be easy.
See, yeah, that's the thing, is that there's lots of ways that I could make money more easily than I do.
Right.
And it would be easy. In various respects, it'd be easy, except I would not have self-respect.
Right.
And a man needs self-respect. You need self-respect. You gotta look at yourself. You can think now and go like, I don't care. I just want to do something easy. But you have to live with yourself every day, and you gotta to think, I'm cool. I'm a good guy. I'm worth it. You have to have that feeling in life. You don't have that feeling, it's a terrible, terrible way to live, and you know that. You already know that now, whether you admit it or not. That when you feel confident, and when you feel you played soccer really well, that you score a goal, or are you a striker or are you defense?
Striker.
Okay, I was always defense myself. Okay, so I felt like when guys scored a goal on me, when they got through me to score a goal, I would feel just terrible. But when I could get the ball away and clear it, and I like, yeah, and I felt like I'm good. That feeling, that's a wonderful drug. That's the best drug, is that feeling that I'm good, I'm worth it. They want me on this team. They want me. I'm not taking up anyone else's job that it would be better at this than I am. I deserve to be here is just an amazing feeling. So that's true whatever your profession is. You do something for a living. If you feel like, I'm not very good at this, I don't really want to be here, but it's easy, that's not going to be motivating. You're not going to want to do it. No matter how easy it is, in fact, you'll eventually find that you can't do it.
And it is a total mindset. I mean, when you click on the pictures of the kids in the lab, kind of like a portfolio, Christian's, most kids are like 4 or 5 lines. Christian's doesn't even show up all on one page of the stuff that he's done videos of, and he's logged things, and he's been trying to search. He's Skyped with people. I mean, he's further along than anybody else in the thinking of the lab.
So that's not nothing.
No, it's just he's not seeing it as legit because it's not what is normally legit. It's not what's considered legit. So
it's a process.
No, it's not legit because I can see myself doing greater things. I can see myself actually.
That will happen
going out.
when you have an itch. When you have an itch to do that. That's what it is for me. That's what I feel. Is there? And my son exhibits this too. It's like he'll go for days and days and days and just feel like he doesn't have energy. And then suddenly you feel an itch that you've got to do something, a particular thing, and you feel like today is the day to do it. I'm doing it now. And so when you feel that itch, act on it. But if you're not feeling that itch, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. It's a complete waste of time and energy. I'll tell you this. If you could just take one thing in, I wasted years beating myself up, loathing myself because I wasn't productive in the way that my teachers said that I should be productive. And now I know I didn't need to be productive like that. It wasn't important. And that if I just waited and relaxed and watched television and played video games, there would come a moment when I'd have an itch, I'd have an idea and say, ooh, I want to do that now. And then I'd open my computer and start doing this work that no one told me to do, but I just had an itch to do it. And that would turn into a blog post or something. And that's actually how I got my first job as a video game programmer, is someone said, hey, do you know anyone who's a programmer? I said, I am. And he said, well, what have you done? And I put in a program in and showed him on my computer something that I did because I had an itch to do it, which all it was 200 dots that were flying around the screen, bouncing off the walls. That was it. That was what I showed him, and he hired me because of that. Because I wrote a program that made 200 dots fly around the screen, which I did like all in one night on my Apple II computer. And what he knew when he looked at that is that meant that I could program in a certain language that he needed me to program in. But you know, that was just something I had an itch to do one particular night, and it ended up getting me where I wanted to go. And then I thought I wanted to be a video game programmer. It turned out I didn't want to be a video game programmer, but I didn't know until I tried it. And then I had that experience, and that experience of doing that thing that I turned out not to want to do got me a job doing something I did want to do. So you stumble, right? But don't beat yourself up. Just don't worry about it.
Why didn't you want to be a video game?
Well, what I found out is that it was kind of interesting, and it was easy in a way, but once I found out that I could do it and I could be good at it, I lost interest in it. I found out that the only reason I wanted to do it was to prove that I could do it. But once that I'd proven that I could do it, all the appeal went away, and then I was left with something that was a real problem for me. I need social interaction, or else I burn out. I need to talk to people and feel like I'm helping them, or else I lose interest in anything that I'm doing. Now, I didn't know. It took me like 20 years to figure out that was why I kept burning out. I didn't know. I just kept getting bored. And I would have said, like you would say, something like, I would have said, I don't know. I don't know why I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do this job anymore. Well, why don't you want to? I thought you liked being a programmer. I know. I thought I liked being a programmer too, but I just, I want to watch TV instead. I just don't want to, I don't want to write programs today. Now, I didn't know at the time why, but now I can say why. Now I know why. I needed social interaction like you need vitamin C. I wasn't getting the vitamin C, you know, so I was getting rickets. You know, if you don't get enough vitamin C, you get scurvy. You get this disease. But when you get the disease, you have the disease. Your joints swell and you have all this stuff that happens to you. Eventually you die from it. Your teeth fall out. But nothing about the disease says, you know why you have this problem. It's because you're not eating enough oranges. Nothing tells you why you're suffering from it. You just are suffering from it. After hundreds of years, they figured out why sailors were getting scurvy, and it's because lack of vitamin C. So you might not know why you feel bored. You might not know why you feel like you don't want to do something. You feel intellectually, I should want to do this because it gets a lot of money and it's easy. But I was paid thousands of dollars and I didn't want to sit down and program.
Before Apple, I would have described myself as basically lazy. But before Apple, I had not been a valuable member of a team. I would discover in the years that followed that I am capable of cheerfully working 85-hour work weeks as long as I feel useful and respected by the people around me. I have to feel it, not just think it. The people around me help me feel it. My mind thrives on that human contact. It's honey. It's psychic fuel.
Right. Well, I didn't know that when I was 15. And it took me years and years to figure it out. And who knows, maybe for you, you need social interaction too, or maybe not. Maybe it's the opposite for you. You know, this is the great project of your life, is to discover what the strings are that when you pluck them, you feel like you want to get up in the morning and do great things.
So, Christian, your list of stuff that you've done is exactly what we want the lab to be, a place for kids to hop all over the place. Now, when you're this age, hopefully sooner in the future, but school should be about, what do you want to be when you grow up? What drives you?
And not having to answer that question. It should be about that, but
exactly.
Not having to know the
By
answer.
next Friday, tell me what you want to be when you grow up. And if you tell me next Friday you want to be this, and you change it the Tuesday after, that's completely fine. That's what this time is for. So, do you need to get back to class? Possibly. Okay.
No, I don't need to.
Are you sure?
I could just go home.
Are you going to go home?
No.
Okay.
I have to go to the lab.
Okay.
Give me a pass.
Okay.
Please.
Well, thanks for letting us harangue you. Don't beat yourself up, all
Have a
right?
good day, Christian.
Boy, these are such difficult problems to sort through. I just keep going back to my own life and go like, what could I have told myself when I was 15? I remember thinking at 15, you know,